are golden phantoms. You see, the sheiks all blame one another for the misdeeds of my little golden children.
Of course. The peoples of the desert will certainly get together one day, and then they are going to make you pay a heavy price for all of the misery that you have brought down upon their heads. You'll never escape them.
And who would dream of making the mistake of attacking the Mountain of the Dead Ones to penetrate our fortress?
The two of us were able to manage it.
That's right. You found your way to the secret passage only by chance. Get him up and have him dressed. Your great audacity, my friends, will not bring you any luck. Because it will be impossible for you ever to leave Atlantis.
Atlantis, did you say? But we know Atlantis has been lost for many thousands of years.
You think so? Your presumptuous ignorance is very amusing. Perhaps you doubt my word.
Well, I wasn't the one.
I who speak to you now, believe it or not, am from Atlantis. One of the small number of survivors who, with our queen, still keep fresh in our hearts our own beautiful continent's memory. This air that we breathe here, the climate in which we live, isolated and protected from the infirmities of your world, permit us to live happily here in a sort of eternity.
Does that include the queen?
She is even more ancient than I am.
What you say is ridiculous. I know that she is Verna, daughter of Asur, prince of the nomads. She's no older than 18 or 19 at the most.
It was not Verna that I was speaking of, but of our Queen Aming, 23rd female descendant of her dynasty.
That makes no sense.
Verna was the one chosen to succeed her because of her extraordinary resemblance to the first Queen Sela, founder of the original royal dynasty. And we see in her the reincarnation of Her Majesty's person.
You mean that the real queen is only a few thousand years old?
Prepare yourselves to render homage to Her Majesty, since she has already asked to see you. Stay where you are. Don't be afraid of these creatures. My little golden ones may move only when completely motivated by my desires. Go. Right over here we have a machine with which it is possible for me to give or take away their will. Beautiful, isn't it? I can transform them into beings of independent thought or robots.
But suppose for some reason or another, one should succeed in regaining the power of his own will. What do you suppose would happen then?
Utterly impossible. But even if it were not, I'll show you what would happen. Get back to your work at once, you idiot! This one is our most recent invention. A rotor that supplies the energy vital to our entire city.
What the devil is happening now?
This palace is built upon an enormous cushion of gas under pressure that constantly gushes up from the heart of a volcano. Come over here. The pressure is regulated by these levers, opening up various safety valves situated in all four corners of the city. His job is to regulate the flow of gas when changes in pressure require it. Enough for the moment. The Queen is waiting to receive us.
you strangers. I bid you welcome to our royal palace. I was most curious to make your acquaintance. The news of your arrival has brought with it a certain amount of confusion. And ever since, we've heard nothing but talk of you.
That's quite understandable, Your Majesty.
It doesn't happen often that we receive strangers here. We've lived more or less isolated from the world. And concerning our limited connection with the outside, it is made up solely of...
Of robbery and murder.
Careful, you could be killed for what you have just said. Only by using other people as a sacrifice can we go on living as we do. It's the ancient law of survival that some must die so that others may live. There are many things in the outside world which we need. But unfortunately, we only have one way of getting them. Otherwise, even this last great monument to a once glorious civilization might very well be forced to disappear from the earth forever.
But why don't you tell everyone about your existence here? Why do you have to hide away in this crater?
You're too young and ignorant to grasp the meaning of it. If your world found out that the legendary Atlantis actually exists, and that the last remnants of his people are still alive, then driven by curiosity and greed, hordes of your people would pour in here to steal our wealth and scientific inventions. If we had not been clever enough to conceal ourselves in this crater, our existence would have been discovered long ago.
And it is our aim to restore to glory within a brief period of time the empire of Atlantis. All our plans and efforts to that end are about to become a reality.
To the detriment of the fair land of Egypt, and to all of the peoples of the Mediterranean.
We'll conquer the whole world should it be necessary, so that Atlantis will live again in all its ancient splendor. I have in my heart a vision of many thousands, a countless stream of men of gold descending into the wastes of the desert and spreading throughout the countries of the entire world.
They say that you are eternal. I drink to your eternity.
The eternity you refer to is only a myth. I'm already an old woman. I've lived too long to desire the experience of eternal life. I have but one wish, and I have been working towards its fulfillment for many, many years, and I will go on doing so as long as I can. However, since I began to feel that my death was near, I had a search made for my successor in accordance with our ancient laws. Verna will succeed to the throne, and her reign will last for many years, as long as she never experiences the love of a man. Because if she does, as it has long been the price paid by our people of Atlantis, she will lose her right to immortality.
I have never before felt such tender lips, and your mouth on mine is as sweet as golden honey.
It would be so wonderful if only I could remain here together with you for always. But tell me how I can get out to see you again. You know that my cell is...
As for your cell, if I'm loved by you, it will open as if by magic.
I do love you.
You can escape through the ventilator that brings in fresh air. It's concealed in front of the spying eye. I warn you to be careful not to go into the room of the...
You shall die for having experienced the love of a man. It is our law, and you know it.
scar. We must make every effort to locate the exact position of the air ventilator.
True, but it's not going to be so easy. We're being spied on by that one-eyed dragon, and I have the impression that the walls of this place have ears as well.
If you speak in a voice loud enough to muffle the noise I make, I'll look around. Now let's go. Let's see what we can do.
It's really miraculous to have light without a flame.
It's probably done with volcanic gases or something like that.
And those mysterious voices, what of them?
I don't know. As far as that's concerned, I'm still confused.
Who can tell how many more extraordinary things we may yet see in this strange place? Things so fantastic and magnificent compared to our world that our eyes would refuse to believe what they see.
Go on.
Don't you agree? When the time comes that we are permitted to leave here, no one will ever believe the stories we'll
You
tell.
will never leave. We will use you as subjects for our experiments.
Who's speaking?
Your friend Ramir. Prepare to die and abandon any idea of obtaining your freedom.
Come and help me quickly. There's no time to lose.
What are you doing?
Go on alone, Heracles. They've got me trapped.
Verna,
What's the meaning of this?
it's surely fate that's led me to you.
God! Leave me alone, I tell you. I'll have you flogged until you learn. I don't understand what you want of me.
You want to go back, don't you, Verna? Well, I want to take you to your father and to your people.
My place is right here. No one's taking me anywhere.
We'll see about that.
Oh!
Gods of Olympus, give her once more the use of her will. hear me?
Heracles!
Verna, I thought I'd never be able to bring you back to your senses. May the gods be praised.
Oh, Heracles, what happened to me? Where are we?
You're in my power, and you have no chance to escape.
Quickly.
Prince Karl, you're here too.
Car, just in time. Now we'll be able to leave this horrible place together. I've had enough of it, I can tell you.
You will stay where you are.
Car, what are you doing? Have you gone out of your mind?
Have you gone crazy, Heracles? What do you mean by trying out experiments on me?
Come on, I'll tell you all about it later, but right now we've got to get out of here.
Look, what's happened to Rainier? He's unconscious. He may be dead. What's happened to him? What happened to him? What happened on his feet?
By all the fiends, they've escaped me. Make sure you capture them at all costs. Get moving.
In here.
What do you think you are doing here?
Well, Queen Ming, we've convinced Verna to intercede with you on our behalf, that your majesty grant us our lives.
If she can be moved by human feelings, it means she no longer belongs to me. She must die with you immediately. Oh, let me go! Tear the flesh off their bodies. Kill them at once.
Quickly, Car, both of you can get out safely.
We won't go if you don't come along with us.
Hurry, there's no time to waste.
What about the gate?
Follow me. And hold your breath in the grotto.
put into action every available phantom and order them to go after Verna. I want that girl brought back dead or alive. Do you hear me?